It's still real to me, damn it!
Yep.
Pure electric sex.
The sexy stud!
RK stud. Hey everyone! Welcome to the next edition of Wrestle Review, and this is a special themed episode 1. You might be wondering, why am I wearing pink and black? I know you've seen the shirt before. Well, maybe it's because some of my favorite wrestlers wear pink and black. So I could be talking about the late Owen Hart, or my hero, and yours, Mr. Main Event. Nah. I'm talking about Bret the Hitman Hart. And today, since this is a very special one, like I said, I'm going to be reviewing Bret Hart's autobiography, My Real Life in the Cartoon World of Pro Wrestling. And let me just say, I was totally surprised by this book. Even being a big Bret Hart fan like myself, the hardcover book of this is $31, which is spending a lot of money, which could go for some wrestling DVDs, of course. So when Uncle Sam gave me my income tax, of course, the book was in my mind, and this big paperback edition. It's going to set you back 17, but it is very good, and I did like everything that Bret Hart wrote. There's a lot of shock and a lot of spoilers in the book, and after the man had a stroke and his severe concussion, surprised he could remember almost a lot over his 23-plus career. One of the first things that surprised me is the fact that his dad, Stu, literally beat the shit out of the boy for discipline. I mean, causing him to black out and everything. I'm like, holy fucking shit. You don't expect Stu to be like that towards the boys and just be doting on the girls, but Stu did. Then Bret, of course, talks about life in high school and having to fend for himself because he's Stu Hart's kid, and Stu Hart's the wrestling promoter and wrestling hero. Then it goes, of course, his wrestling career throughout his dad's Federation Stampede and over in Japan and WWE and WCW, and of course his failure as a husband and father for being on the road so much and cheating on his wife, and for Bret in this book to just show his shortcomings. You don't want to dress down your idols too much and look down on them, but when he admits his own faults and everyone else's faults, you really stand back and realize at least he's honest, not like some other people that are recently been having press conferences and apologizing for their infidelities. But he makes mention of he still thinks he's in the right some of the times for some of them, and some of the way that his ex-wife is totally treating him. I mean, as far as his depression on that part of the subject, every time they would get back together, she'd want to leave right away, even though as his career progressed and he was making money being the top headliner, she would always want to talk about leaving, which isn't right about women anyway. And of course, he goes into detail about Hulk Hogan not wanting to wrestle him, and Owen's death and how it just broke the whole family apart, and their lawsuit and everything. And it kind of goes back to Owen's widow, Martha's book on Owen. Everything she basically said, Bret said. Of course, hers was more lengthy, but as far as Owen's death totally just blown the whole family apart, it did. And Bret also talks about the rampant drug use among the wrestlers of the famed 80s. Everyone was on cocaine, and of course steroids. Bret admitted doing steroids not as much as they did, plus he mentioned cocaine and smoking weed. I mean, so he levels with everyone in this book. I totally recommend this. I was trying to judge this by itself and try not to judge it too hard, but I was judging it too hard because Bret Hart's one of my favorite wrestlers. But you really can't. This book is right up there with Mick Foley's books and Chris Jericho's autobiography. Also, since this is a Bret Hart theme, I give the book an A for awesome action, and an A for reading is fundamental. Since we're on the subject, everyone, of course, this has been out for a while. Bret Hart, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. I'm not going to review this because everyone either has it, or if you don't have it, I'm telling you, get it to go along right with the book. It works out really well. And also, since Bret Hart's back in the WWE for now, working his angle with Vince McMahon, finally settling the error over the Montreal incident, which of course Bret was screwed, and my opinion is Shawn Michaels is in on it. So far, so good with the storyline. So everything Bret Hart in this episode, the book, go get. It's a wonderful read.